For your next essay, you're going to be doing a justifying an evaluation. And really, an evaluation is what we call in terms of argument a claim of value. It means that you're giving a judgment to something. And so really the purpose of this essay, the purpose of evaluations, is to provide a value judgment about something, about your subject. The judgment or your overall opinion. You need to establish criteria or reasons why you've made your opinion, and at last you'll need evidence to support it. So we want to look at, before we start any essay, what is the purpose? So once you've chosen your subject, you want to think about what will be your purpose as the writer. Do you want to influence readers' judgments as well as their actions? Do you want to inspire readers to think critically about the criteria used to judge a subject? Do you want to get a reader to look at something in a new way? So think about what you want to accomplish by evaluating the subject, by judging the subject that you have chosen. The next thing we want to think about is audience. So what will you assume about your audience? Will your audience accept your value judgment? Do you think they'll use it to review, to make their own independent judgment? Do you think they'll already have a judgment? Or do you think they're going to have serious objections to your evaluation? And it may be a combined assortment of those, or just one of them. Maybe your audience doesn't really know anything about your subject, so they don't necessarily have their own judgment about it. And so first thing you want to do is frame the subjects. So this is essentially your introduction. You know, your reader, from reading your introduction, should be able to identify the subject being evaluated. Your framing should include any necessary definitions and the explanation of context, which might take place through examples, and it should have your thesis statement. And a well-supported judgment has a clear thesis statement that indicates how the subject is being evaluated or judged. So here's an example of one. It's a brilliantly aware satire. Matt Groening's The Simpsons has effectively stirred different emotions from different factions of the culturally deadened American populace. And for this alone, it should be recognized as quality programming. The previous thesis statement clearly states the thesis statement and explains why the program is effective satire. A well-supported judgment the body of the paper should support the evaluation. So look at the subject itself. Establish the criteria and why the criteria is fair, and use outside sources to support the evaluation. Finally, you want to include an effective response to objections. What alternate evaluations or judgments may a reader already have? So are you going to concede those? Of course, blank is an important factor. So are you going to say, yes, we should consider this? Or are you going to refute? Although, this is true, I think, although you wouldn't use I, okay? So steps, as you go through this essay, choose a subject, okay, first of all. So look to your prompt and choose an appropriate subject within your prompt. Consider your purpose and audience. So those are decisions that you have to make before you begin your paper. Decide how to present to readers. How will you frame your subject? Formulate your thesis. Develop the reasons and evidence supporting your judgment. And finally, don't forget to craft a likely objection. What do you need to address for the reader that may disagree with you?